Afternoon, viewers. You're welcome to Leading Change Inside Yewa, a conversation with change leaders in Yewaland. On this program, we feature guests like ICT experts, academicians, business moguls, farmers. We also discover talent in creative arts such as singing, rapping, comedy, and so on. On the program today, I have two CEOs, and those two CEOs I have CEO Fumcy Catering Service, and also have CEO Raf Agro-Farm and More on the program today. We'll be dissecting today's topic. My name is Damilola Adekanle, but before I talk more, before we dissect into today's edition, let's go on a short music break. We'll be right back. Welcome back, viewer. Like I said before, we went on that short music break. I said I have two CEOs on the program today, and like I said, when I come back, I'll be introducing them. Now I am back, and I have with me CEO Fumcy Catering Service, and also have CEO Raf Agro-Farm and More.
Thank you.
So, would you like to introduce yourself, Lenny, please?
Good evening, viewers. I'm Mrs Adetayo Funmilola. I'm the CEO of Fumcy Catering Services and Event Management. I'm a graduate of accountancy of Federal Polytechnic Laro. I graduated 2016. Yeah.
Thank you. So,
Good evening, viewers. My name is Adesanu Abiodun. I'm the CEO of Raf Agro-Farm and More. A graduate of Federal Polytechnic Laro Department of Food Technology. So I graduated 2018-2019 academic section.
I'm going to start with, would you mind I call you Fumcy Kitchen?
Yeah. I love that.
You love it.
Yeah.
So now, Fumcy Kitchen, can you please tell us about Fumcy Kitchen?
Wow, Fumcy Kitchen. Wow.
Especially how you started.
Well, I didn't just jump into food business. And I think the name Fumcy Kitchen, I'm Funmilola, and I think I pick the Fumcy from Funmilola. So, and I could remember while I was in school during my early days, I used to have a friend called Messi. There's one called Tessie, and I'm Funmilola. So there people will now call us Fumcy, Tessie. They will tell me add C to your own name too now. So, and that is how the Fumcy that is attached to the kitchen actually comes to being. And right from the time that I was on campus, I'm not the type that eats outside, but once in a while when I go out to eat, what I get outside, what I actually got outside is not worthwhile. I used to think like, how do people actually cope buying food outside? And that has been my, since while I was on campus, that has been my focus, that I'm definitely coming back to the land of the Laro to come and start something, and which I did. I came back 2018, March 2018 precisely, and in a kiosk, a container, we started, and from there, and here we are today.
So now, from accounting, how did you switch to food service?
Oh,
How did you do it?
the food aspect of it is inbuilt. I love cooking. I've stayed with people, I've worked with people even while waiting for admission, going with people, cooking, going for outdoor events, and it has been part of me. It has been part of me. It's what I love doing. In fact, that is what I love doing without stress. If anybody can wake me up in the middle of the night to come and cook, I will definitely do that.
So, can you please tell me, like, is it that? Just tell me what's Raf Agro Farm all about? Tell me how it started.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Raf Agro-Farm started 2019 when I was serving. It happened that I served in Lagos State. So where I worked, where I was serving then, it's a food processing company. So Onipro Nigeria Limited. They produce chocolate. Then also produce the soup called Juju soup. So when I was there, about the end of the service, So my boss called us with the copper, the core members then. Okay, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? And all like that. So then I actually I don't have a bearing. But one thing about me is this: when I was in school, then as a food technologist, so we're being taught that one thing you have to know or you have to have at your disposal before you can go into food processing is your raw material. So then it happened that my company was looking for raw material, and the raw material was cocoa bean. So then when I was in school, I was like, okay, how could I know a man here then Baba Coco IAB. So my company now treat how then okay we are looking for raw material which is cocoa bean. Then I was like, okay, cocoa bean. Yewaland here in Ogun State. So we can get cocoa bean. And I graduated from this area. Then I told my boss then, okay, I can be of help. So that was how Raf Agro-Farm started. So it started as an agent. So then I can call myself an agent. So then I came down to Ilaro to source for the cocoa bean. Then afterwards, take it back to the company. And my boss was glad and immediately started calling me a farmer. So "Oh, you're a farmer, a young farmer." I was like, farmer, farmer, farmer. Then it came upon me. Then I started, thinking about it. I can now develop this. This is an opportunity for me to explore. So then I started doing my research. Then from there, I took it up. Okay, let me be a farmer. So that was how Raf Agro Farm and More started. Then the idea behind Raf Agro Farm is value addition. Value addition. What do I mean by value addition? It happens that Nigeria as a whole, um, we have raw materials, a lot of raw materials, but we've started adding value though, but we haven't gotten to that stage yet. So that was how the inspiration came in. So that was what Raf Agro Farm
Okay,
is all about.
according to your explanation, did you mention any? You didn't mention money. So did you start this business with money?
I did not start with money.
Wow.
I
You
did
mean
not.
you did not start Raf Agro Farm with money?
I did not start Raf Agro Farm with 1 naira. I have a witness here in the studio. So I did not start with 1 naira. Yes. So one thing is just be valuable. If you can add value to either in an establishment and an organization, or even to a person, a personality, from there, then so when I sourced the cocoa bean for my company, then and I delivered, you know, my boss looked at me and was like, we should have gone to either Ondo State or Ife to get this cocoa bean, but at our disposal here in Ogun State. And they don't even know, Lagos to Ogun State is not that far. The funniest thing was that apart from my salary, he dashed me a money, huge amount of money, 100,000 naira. So that was how I started. Like, okay, for me to be an agent, so this is an opportunity. Then I started.
Fantastic. But before we go on a short musical break, I need to ask Fumcy Kitchen something. So tell me, did you start the business with money?
I did. You can't start food business without money. You actually need a lot of money to get some equipment if you actually want to start. Though I didn't start on a large quantity, but even at the low level at which I started, I, if I'm not mistaken, I spent over 700,000 naira to start, which I saved during my service year, some other hustling during service years and all that. Because while I was coming down to Federal Polytechnic Ilaro to start this food business, I know that a lot of this mama that food vendor that we used to know, and you don't expect me to start the way they are doing. You don't expect me to do the same thing they are doing. I'm a graduate for crying out loud, so my own kind of business should be different and a huge business different. So when I was coming, I need to get how to source for water. I don't since the first day that we started from the kitchen, I don't think we've ever used firewood or charcoal kind of a thing. We started with gas. And for me to get two double face industrial burner get a freezer, get fan, get plastic chairs and table, just for students to be comfortable. In fact, then students would say, their food will be expensive in that place. So they have fan, they even tie the floor. So that is packaging.
Fantastic.
Fine, you have good products. I'm so confident of my products, of my brand. I know what I can deliver. Then we also need to package it for those that are coming to know that not just packaging at the end of the day, what we got is not what we order as what we got. So we a lot of money. I started with a lot of money that even friends and family actually supported me to
Okay.
get funds.
That's very nice. Thank you. We need to go on the short musical break now. And when I come back, you get to know how Fumzy did it. That she all this Silaro you know about Fumzy. And how we did it. Raf Agro-Farm. We get to talk about that when we come back. Stay with us.
How about some sparkling water? Biggie soda water.
You'll see on the program Leading Change inside Yewa. And before I went on that music break, I said Fumzy here will tell us how she made it in this Ilarade. Virtually all students know Fumzy. So now I'm going to divert a bit away from that, and I'm going to ask now, starting from me. Now, I'm going to ask, when you talked about how Raf Agro-Farm started,
Yeah.
you mentioned after going for service in Lagos.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to be in Lagos. So now, why did you come back to Yewaland, like Ilaro, Yewaland, in this Ogun state? Why did you feel Ilaro, Yewaland is the best place for you to establish this Raf Agro-Farm and More?
Yeah, thank you. One thing is this: if I had known that Yewaland, Elago to be precise, is a fertile land, I would have started farming when I was a student. Like seriously, I think some months back I was discussing with some students, the fellowship I attended when I was in school. So I told them that you have behind their auditorium, I think there is still some space that they can grow fruits and vegetables. So I was telling them, as a student, this is what you can do. Behind you is a land fertile, because at least I could see one or two leaves that to know that okay, this is a fertile land. So I told them,
sorry for cutting in there. Ilaro, I mean Yewaland.
yes, Yewaland. Yeah, I'm still on Yewaland.
Interesting.
I'm still talking about Yewaland. So I was telling them that what I'm trying to say in a nutshell is, if I had known that Yewaland is as fertile as this, I would have started here in Yewaland. Now, me coming back to Yewaland is this: doing my research, I could see that there are farmers here accepted, but I told you earlier that Raf Agro-Farm is about value addition. So most of the farmers are not adding value to their produce, to their farm produce. For example, you grow corn here in Yewaland, and before you take it to market, it has gotten,
Yes.
then a lot of mechanical damage on the road and all sorts. But if you have added value to it, for example, getting it dried while still on the farm,
Wow.
or store it at home, then get it dried, then you can use it to process a lot of farm products. You understand? So aside from that, banana example also, plantain flour, banana flour, plantain flour, and all sorts like that. You understand? So me coming back to Yewaland is me trying to bring in education into agriculture, as a food processor. So bringing back to agriculture, then to expand and make known of Yewaland, that okay, investors, people that are ready to go into business can come down to Yewaland. In fact, we have a lot of people that are indigenous of this land, that have either in Lagos or out of the country, and they're like, okay, what can I do in this country? There are so many things like this agriculture of a thing. You understand? So aside from that, even I'm into piggery also.
Interesting.
We have a lot of pig farmers here, but there is no value addition yet to it. So that's the purpose.
Okay, now thank you for that. Moving to Fumcy Kitchen. So now, tell me, you said you went to serve and you thought about it that is this in that road I want to go back to start this business?
Yeah, I served in Ekiti State. Yeah, yeah. And coming back to Ilaro, it's just the fact that you know, while on campus, I've seen the business opportunity right in Ilaro, Yewa, Abi. So I've seen the business opportunity, and I can see that even if I'm going to be competing, I don't really have those I want to compete with here. So for me to say, because as at then, there's a brother of mine that said, I'll get space for you in Unilag. I know Lagos is a competitive state for any business that wants to thrive. So I look at it that Ilaro as a whole, especially on campus, I don't think I'm going to have any competitor. So I think is the best thing for me is just to come back to the base. And I'm used to the Ilaro. I'm used to Yewa. At least 4 or 5 years in a land of Yewa from ND to HND is enough for me to know the in and out. So you know what you are familiar with and the environment you are familiar with and where you are not familiar with. You know, there are two different things. You know, when you are working, you are doing business in a place where you are not familiar, sourcing some certain things might be very, very difficult. You know, in Yewa now, we are very close to the border. We get rice, we get turkey and all that, you know, very easy for us to get, very accessible. And there are farm produce too that we get at market here. So that is one of the reasons why I actually came back to Ilaro.
If you're out there and you're thinking of leaving this land, bro, you're missing. You need to come back here. Can you see Fumcy? Can you see Raf Agro? They actually came back to Ilaro, Yewaland, from a very far distance. Okay, now let me ask you this. So, when you came back to Ilaro, are there any time whereby you think that I want to just leave this business? It's not moving forward.
Yes, yes, there are challenges. There is no business you will venture into that you won't face the challenges and you won't have any challenge. I could remember then, it's starting up as if I told you that my boss called me a farmer and I was like, okay, farmer, how can I twitch this up and venture into the business? So I spoke with some farmers that I knew then in Ilaro, yeah. So I told them I want to do this business, and they were like, okay, if you want to do it, you have to get a land, this and that. So you can get a land on lease. You can lease a land here.
In Ilaro.
Yes, yes, yeah.
So let me chip in something. Are there lands in Ilaro that I can get to want to start a farm or want to start any kind of business? This Ilaro.
Sure, you can.
Okay.
So apart from you saying you want to buy a land, if you are not financially stable to get a land to yourself, then you can lease a land. So then I told them I leased out 4 acres of land. So I started with 4 acres, but unfortunately, I think I spent close to 200,000 naira
On the land.
on the land, the clearing, planting, and all that. When the farm produce came out, I think after I sold it, I got 70,000 naira. I was like, wait, is this how these people are doing this business ever since?
This is how it is done.
So I was confused. But one thing about me is this: if I want to do something and I have the determination to get it done, I will surely do it. So it tell on me to go back and do my research. So that was how value addition came in. So I was like, okay, now a lot of those things that took out money for me, like fertilizer, farm management, and all, getting people to clear the bush for you and every other thing. I was like, okay, how can I do this myself? So doing my research, I got to know that this I mean unwanted grasses, can serve as a fertilizer for me. I was like, wow. So instead of me buying inorganic, organic fertilizer, no, inorganic fertilizer, instead of me buying inorganic fertilizer, so I can get organic fertilizer and my farm produce will be okay. Then the following year, I tried it and it worked. So I think the following year I invested like 150,000 naira. Then coming back,
Wait, say it.
okay, coming back, I got 320,000 naira.
Wow, interesting.
After cutting down consumption, I invested 200 earlier.
Yes.
I got 70,000 naira.
Yes.
So I went back to do my research. Number one is, I can use animal dunks like their waste products, but I don't have access to it. So I was like, okay, what else can I use to make my product okay and good enough for consumption? So it turned on me about the organic farming. Then I tried it worked. Then I used it the following year, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. In fact, the last maize I harvested was superb also. It was okay.
So now, so are there any time whereby you feel like, it's like I'll go back to that Unilag and not do what bro asked me to do? Is there any time you feel that way?
No.
Wow.
And the fact that I said no doesn't mean I didn't face any challenges.
Okay.
I face a lot of challenges, be it physical, be it financial, the business challenges, marital challenges, spiritual challenges, a lot. And what kept me going is the grace of God. And I'm a believer of the word of God. And I love a song that say, don't give up, it's not over. When you give up, it's then over. So I believe on those songs, I believe on the word of God. So, and those are the things that kept me going. When I started, because I said I started not very huge, but in a unique way. I started in a way whereby, not that we want to fry now, go and buy one bottle of granite oil. No. At least I started, okay, I have a bag of rice, gallon of vegetable oil, everything set. But I can tell you that the first bag of rice was a waste. Because after cooking, it's a new business. The students, they already have where they are eating. And you are just coming. So when they come, they'll just go to where they normally eat. So maybe 1, 2 will just come. At the end of the day, when I'm going home at night, I'll pack the food. I'll go and give it to the security at the gate. I have buckets that I used to give them food, the security. And that is why till today, security at the gate can say mama to me and not say that to a lecturer. It's not because of anything. It's just because those time I will pack that food and the next day I'll cook another one. Because personally, if I cook white rice at this minute, I can't eat it tomorrow morning. It's not a pride. I can't eat it. So the fact that I cannot eat it, I can't give it out. So I don't sell secondary food. So that make me to have a lot of shortage and all that. But keep on going. We are managing it like that. And till the very day, a lady from mass communication actually came to market. She bought food from a woman beside me, and right from there, she was peeping from that place. Like, she was like, their food will be fine in that place, but that they are setting, their food will be expensive. So from there too, I was eyeing her that, come and and she actually did. So she bought the food. I want to say the lady, I can't forget her. What's her name?
You're forgotten already.
I'm forgetting her name, but I can't forget her.
Yes.
She's in my mind. I can't forget her. So I'm forgetting her name.
Okay.
Abibat. I think it's Abibat.
Okay.
She really, in fact, she was the one that actually helped me, as in to, because for her to take the food to the class, and the classmates and all that came back to buy the food and all that.
So you actually answered the question that how do you advertise that everybody in the polytechnic, even in Laro, know about Fumcy Kitchen?
The advertisement. Well, a lot of radio presenters have come and Fumcy, let's do advertisement for you. I will tell them my targeted customers are students. 99% they are students, and they don't listen to radio.
Then how do you get across?
Social media.
Oh,
If you have my DM, you can see me online 3 a.m. I'm not doing anything. I'm posting. When you wake up in the morning, you saw you looking at your phone, you saw food, glamour, you want to say, let me go and test it now. What actually happened was that, we are on campus, and, they say in every disappointment, the Christian will say there are blessings attached to it. COVID-19 was a blessing to me, to my family. Was actually a blessing to me, because during that time there was nothing to do and everybody was just angry. Personally, me, I was angry. Even at home, I'm not happy. So I packed my things. I went to Lagos, and I used to have a brother. I used to call him the brother my mother and my father did not give me. I used to have a brother, and then as June 3rd was to have his wedding, I came back for his wedding. So it was then, and I saw some guys, and I said, see, we've missed you. We've missed your food. All the food that we are buying is not okay. School should just resume. I was like, as me, I can get about 10, 20 people of you. I can be cooking at home and be bringing it for you people. They said, really? I said, yes. And I started. So that day, I just put tomorrow there will be jollof rice. Oh, 10 plate of jollof rice, just 10 plates. And from there, I cooked the 10 plates. They ordered it. The next day, 15 plates. The following day, 20 plates, like that. Then I used to have a brother too at Philom. So he would just buy like 2 plates. So those in Philom, and you have a lot of students at Philom. Students that are Philom, there are more than 20, 30. So especially on Saturday, they will come buy like 20, 40 plates of food for me. And I was at home. Then I used to do just breakfast. I would deliver. I would have been at work since 3 a.m. I would post, collect the order, collect payments, and I'll cook the food. I'll go and deliver. I will sit there. I used to have a baba working with me. I'll carry the food in a basket on my lap, go and deliver. Even during that time, my parents was telling me that, please, don't enter guys' house, don't let them rape you. In fact, there was a day I went to deliver to some guys. They were just on boxers. I was so scared, but I did what because I need the money. So at the end of the day, some of them were not complaining that in the afternoon we used to be hungry too. At night too, we used to be hungry. So that made me to start looking for shop outside. And I got one. And from there, we are where we are today. To the glory of God.
that was fantastic. But before we move on to the last segment, like conclusion of the program, let's go on this short musical break. We'll be right back. Welcome, viewer. You're still on to Living Change Inside Viewer, a conversation with change leaders in Yewaland. And I still have with me, by my right, Fumcy Kitchen, CEO, Fumcy Catering Service, and also CEO, Raf Agro-Farm and More. So now, before we went on the break, I talking about the conclusion because of our time. So now, what am I going to start with? Okay, let me start with you. So now, you mentioned when you were talking about how fertile Yewaland is. You talked about banana, corn, cassava. Is that the only thing that we can get in Yewaland?
No.
Are there no other things?
There are so many things you can get. I was talking about value addition the other time. So, for example, the cassava, instead of we harvesting cassava and turning it into gari and fufu, there are so many things you can get from cassava.
Really? Not just fufu and gari?
At all. At all.
Yes, can you?
For example, you can get cassava starch.
Wow.
Now, and cassava starch, I think in the era of President Olusegun Obasanjo, we import wheat down to Nigeria.
Yes.
So to reduce the importation of wheat, so it was introduced into pastry products, 10 to 15% of cassava flour. You understand? into pastry products. So that's a market. So if someone can come down to Yewaland, as I think with my research, Yewaland can still produce nothing less than a metric ton of cassava. Yes. So now instead of just turning this cassava into gari or fufu, turn it to cassava flour or cassava starch. You will sell.
Well, how most okay now? Let me now talk about the Yewa. You know, most of us say in Yewa. Now I'm not focusing on the students. They are not educated. So now, what you talked about now, is there any training that Raf Agro farm organized for people like this that you can train them, educate them on how to
Sure.
add value to the society?
Yes, we can. In fact, you know, from cassava starch, you can get glucose. This your glucose that yes,
Did you hear that?
from cassava starch you can get glucose. And glucose is a ready-made market
Yes.
because pharmaceutical companies use it,
Yes.
food industry use it. So Lagos State is not far to us. Abi? So that means you have a ready-made market. If you can convert your cassava into starch, then glucose, then you sell.
Okay.
So about a program from at Raf Agro-Farm, yeah, sure. We can organize program. We organize not that we can. We organize program to teach people how to add value to their farm produce. For example, let's talk about cocoa bean also here in Yewaland. At least I've sourced for cocoa bean here, and I could see how they produce their cocoa bean, and at least it was so okay. You can add value to your cocoa bean instead of, in fact, Ghana. So their president put it upon them that no one is taking out cocoa bean out of the country again until you add value to it. And what is the value? Either you turn it to cocoa powder, cocoa liquor, or you turn it to chocolate. You understand? And all these things are not rocket science. It is what can be, it is achievable. You understand? So, for example, our cocoa bean, you can turn it to cocoa liquor and sell it. One thing is, if you have added value to it, if you have value to your cocoa bean, from cocoa bean to cocoa liquor, it is 10 times you will sell.
Okay, that's fantastic. Now, I know we've been talking about Ilaro in Yewaland. It's not only Ilaro we have. Now,
Okay.
we're talking about the other
Yewaland.
farms.
Okay, I think we have locust bean at Agoshasha, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, yeah. Locust bean at Agoshasha also. Instead of you process your locust bean and just selling like that, you can turn your locust bean to Maggi. Yes, you
I
can.
think I need to go into this business.
You can turn your locust bean to Maggi. What they call the olden days, our mother they use ogiri.
Yes.
They use ogiri, and ogiri is gotten from locust bean. There is a way they process it. So you just add value, add a little value to it, package it according to my oga here, then sell it out. Aside that,
Get your money.
I
and
mean,
you impact the society. You
a lot. In
add
fact,
value.
you aside from adding value, that's an employment. What do we call it? Employment opportunity. Yes, for the youth around. So not until they start smuggling rice before they can get something to eat. No.
Okay, now talking about employment opportunity. So now Raf Agro-Farm and More. Can you just say how many people, like, I don't want to use the word you feed, you pay salaries.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, can you just stop?
Okay, currently I have 5 staffs
Okay.
that I pay, on the farm. Then we add little value to our product, then we sell it out. For example, snail also. If you rear snail, then you dry it, you can export that also.
Okay, so do you see yourself employing more people,
Sure.
adding value to
That's-
not just Yewaland alone now, Nigeria?
Yes, that's what we have. That's the purpose of going to school, and that's the reason why we are here. In fact, from banana, one thing that is common about banana plantation is after getting your plantain or banana, then you sell it as to people that process it into plantain chips. Yeah, it's good. Banana stem, you can get a lot of product from it. Yeah, there is a strand inside banana stem which is a fiber. That fiber in India, they use that clothing. This your clothing material is banana fiber. Yes, it's banana fiber. You can get paper. In fact, there is a research I did. I made a paper, not in India now. I myself made a paper. I should have come with it, but I was coming from Lagos down to this place, so I couldn't get access to it. I made paper from banana fiber.
Interesting. At the end of the program, you need to talk more about the training and give out your contact
No
that people
problem.
can call if they want to. Even I am interested now. From the kitchen. So now, you talked about how you started, how during the COVID-19, how you were able to sell and gain something. Waking up by 3 a.m. It's not something easy. Even now, sometimes people see you online. 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 2 a.m. This woman will be sleep. How do you manage this? And how do you manage this business with your children, your home?
Wow, it's not easy. Honestly, it's not easy, and that's why I I don't joke. God has actually blessed me. There's something we call gift of men.
Gift of me.
You can't buy it anywhere. You can't buy it anywhere. You know, God has given me some brothers, sisters around that one way or the other they've been helpful and they've been wonderful, trying to assist so that I was able to balance everything, you know. And I'm kind of a person that I love people around me. I love people. If you come to my house, that was during New Year that my brother came from Lagos. He was like, "Staff for me, go and get another apartment. Oh, this is a staff lodge, because my staff can enter my bedroom." That is how free I am. So we are so free. So delegating some things, help me to do this for me. It's very, very, very much easier. And I'm the kind of person that I don't give myself unnecessary headache. Like, we have some people that because of I want to gain more, so they stress themselves. Some people would like, today is Sayedero. I want to go to Sayedero by 5 a.m. Mo fẹ́ lọ ra ta lọ́wọ́ àwọn ará oko. That kind of a thing. I want to go and buy from the farmer. It will be more cheaper. Fine, it will be more cheaper. But I'm stressing myself. What I do, I'll call the malam. I need a basket of tomato. I need pepper and this. The aboki will be the one to remove the dirt for me. They will remove it, they will grind it and bring it for me, and I'll pay for it. Doing that, I've caused away some stress off my shoulder. So you understand. So I need turkey, I'll just call them, bring it down for me. I don't need to stress myself going there. And especially my pastry aspect, those that are working with me, even despite the fact they are working with me, they are getting their pay. I still train them so that they can be useful to me as well.
That's another.
I have some at home now. That today I didn't even touch anything that has to do with pastry, my meat pie, my donut. They are the one that they didn't go for any training. It's just the one I taught them while they were with me. At times I will be playing with them that what people are paying thousands for, they are just getting it free. Come and give me money. Oh. Even I have a lady, I even posted her yesterday that did convocation at Federal College of Education, Abiodun.
Okay.
Yesterday. She worked with me for like a year and a half or so, and she has speak what she can. Presently, I saw her post last week. You can now order for your shawarma. You can now order for your meat pie. I was not like wow, and I was so happy that I've imparted life. Because that's one of the things I used to tell her when she was with me. That don't go to school and go and join any bad gang. You can in your class. You don't need to go and get the griller. Before I got that griller we are using for shawarma, I used my fry pan to grill shawarma in my kitchen. And I sell. Before I could gather money to get the griller because it's very, very expensive. So I don't expect you to go and be looking for money to get that. You can start by using your fry pan. I told her, I say when you are going, wake up, do donut, put it in your bucket. When you get to class, before lecturer come, I have donut oh, I have shin shin oh, you will make your money. So with that, you don't need to call anybody, I need urgent 2K. No,
Urgent 2K.
it's true. These days, before anybody, if you call anybody, before give me 5,000, give me 2,000, before that person will give that 5,000, 2,000, the person will think twice because the economy is not smiling at anybody. Sure, you understand. So I don't hide my knowledge from my staff.
That's good.
So releasing that also release stress for me. That is, I have a backup.
Okay, now, do you have any training school? Does Fumcy Catering Service have any training school for people to enroll in?
Presently, no.
Or you're working on?
We are working on it. Presently, there is none. But we do some underground training. But those ones are just probably, I know this person, please, can I just be coming? I'll be assisting you so that if I can gain anything, those ones are just. But having an training institute,
You're working
keep
on?
in view.
So now, Fumcy, what do you see you in 5 years? 5 years, like 5 years.
You know, we can only find, we make plans, we work towards it, and God has the finances. Well, we are not where we started now. We are 5 years already,
Wow.
and we are not where we started from. And I know in the next 5 years, we are not going to be where we are today.
Okay, now, in 30 seconds, your name and advice to the youth.
Yewa.
You
Okay.
first.
My name is Adesanu Abiodun. My advice to the youth is you can be more than what you are
Wow.
currently without cutting corners or getting things in a comic way. Yes. So legitimately you can make it. You can add value. That's just it. Add value. Seriously, I told you that Raf Agro-Farm is about value. And things I've been mentioning is about adding value. So if you can add value to yourself first, after adding value to yourself, and you want to add value to society, then you see yourself at the top.
Thank
That's
you.
it.
Now, Fumcy Kitchen, your name and advice to the youth in 30 seconds.
I still remain my humble self, Funmilola Omopelola Ayashodeke, the CEO from Catering Services and Event Management. My advice to the youth is that don't give up on your dream. That dream that you have, those things that you clamor or you think of doing, don't give up on it. With consistency, persistence, and hard work and the grace of God, you will get there.
It's nice having the both of you on the program this afternoon. Yes, it's been a fantastic time on this program. I hope you guys learned a lot from Fumcy Kitchen and Raf
Agro-Farm
Agro-Farms and More.
Yeah.
Yes, it's still leading change in Yewaland, and we have conversation with change leaders. That'll be all for today. My name is Damilola Adekunle. Bye.